Welcome back, episode 47 of the Project U podcast. I want to start with a quote this week, and the quote is this: "Books wash away from the soul the dust of everyday life." I meant to share this topic, this episode, several weeks, almost 8 weeks ago, but I just got sidetracked and totally forgot that I had created a list of some of the most influential and life-changing books that I read in the past year. And I'm an avid reader, somewhat of a speed reader, and I wanted to share with you just a few of those books and sort of some of the message that they had. And this will be a very short episode. I'm going to put the full list of the books that I consumed in 2015 on the blog. I think there's 120 some books on there. But basically, it kind of goes like this. Anything by Wayne Dyer, if you haven't listened to Wayne or read anything of Wayne's, I certainly encourage you to check out any of his works. Some of my favorites are, Everyday Enlightenment, Everyday Wisdom. I just recently reread his book about the Tao Te Ching and listened to the audio companion that he produced that went along with it. Just a fantastic, a simple, 10 minutes a day way to plow through some age-old wisdom. And so anything from Wayne Dyer, I encourage you to check out. Another one, two that I really like, that kind of go along the same lines. The first was Essentialism, and the next was Unstuff Life. And so, as I've talked about before on the blog and in video format, that myself and my family have gone through transformation over the last couple of years and really have decluttered and simplified life in as many areas and realms as possible, from getting rid of clothes and shoes, trinkets, decorations, just anything and everything that isn't essential for life and necessary tends to end up out in the garage, in a garage sale, in the back of the car being donated. And so it's really put a whole new spin on life about what we think is important, and it really has helped our kids sort of adopt a lot of that same mindset. And now when holidays are coming, birthdays and whatnot, it's more so about the experience, what are we going to eat, where are we going to go, who's going to come over for the party, that kind of thing, as opposed to these are the 10 things that I want, and if I don't get them, I'm not going to be happy. And so it's really been exciting and rewarding to see my children go through that same sort of transformation and adopt a more minimalistic, simplistic approach and focusing on what's really important. One other book on more of a fictional side, Stephen Pressfield. He has generated a ton of great work, but nonfiction and fiction both alike. But Gates of Fire, I have a real passion for historical fiction and mythology and ancient times of Romans and Greeks and all that stuff. But basically, the Gates of Fire, about the Battle of Thermopylae, an excellent read, very fast read, just pulls you in. You feel like you're right there with them, fighting it out in the trenches with the warriors, and it's just a fantastic book. The last I want to wrap this up with is Fail. It's like How to Fail at Anything, I believe. It was written by Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, the cartoon. And it's not what you think. It's not a book about just writing cartoons. It's more about life lessons and about how failure has the ability to really shape and improve life, help us reach new goals, stretch farther. And as you're well aware of this blog, this podcast, everything I do is really about achieving optimal human performance, whether that's mental, physical, spiritual, anything along those realms. In that realm, I'm highly engaged in. So I'll put the full list over on the blog if you're just curious about some of the things that I thought were most impactful in terms of reading and learning this year. And for those of you who really have a hard time with reading, I encourage you to check out audible.com. You can set the speed of the playback, and it's a great way. I listen to books when I work out, when I run and ski, particularly long distances. And oftentimes I'll read a book, and I'll pick up listening to the audio format when I'm out working out, and then come back and pick up the written form in either paperback or Kindle. Really gotten rid of that practice as well. It's I love holding a fresh book, but looking around and seeing the clutter and just right in the throes of packing for a move, having everything in electronic format where I can take notes and export that to Evernote and review for later. is just a perfect way to consume and relearn some of the information that I take in for books. So that's it, short episode. We'll talk to you soon. Be safe, be well. Oh, and if you haven't already, check out on the blog. I've been hosting weekly sessions, mitchellmd.com in the sidebar. We've got live sessions, interactions, and Q&As where we talk about sleep, wellness, longevity, supplements, metabolism, genetics, epigenomics, a variety of topics on a weekly basis. So I look forward to engaging with you there. And that's it. See ya. Just a quick attribution to Audio Quattro Elevation. It was a royalty-free song I purchased, I think, off of Audio Jungle. I can't remember, but I think that's where I've gotten some of these other little tracks that are sort of catchy. So hope you enjoy.